Hi everyone! Today we're talking about PHP. So when you guys hear about PHP, what do you guys think about? Let me get some response. Let's go! Gross? Ew. 뭐 old. Okay. WordPress? I can't spell today. What else? What else makes you think about when I say the word PHP? Anything else? Is that all we got? Should we start learning? PHP is backend? Really? Okay, then chat, let's go! Okay, 아이고 힘들어라. So, PHP, what is PHP? Let's hear about it. It's a general purpose script language geared... Oh, sorry. 자, general purpose scripting language geared toward web development. Okay. 씨. 이렇게 못 써지지 이걸로 오늘? Originally created by Danish-Canadian programmer Rasmus Leldorf in 1994 when Boss was born. 그치. The PHP reference implementation is now produced by the PHP group. PHP originally stood for personal homepage, but it now stands for recursive initialism PHP hypertext preprocessor. Is it like tongue twister? 이거 거의 tongue twister. Right? 자, PHP code is usually processed on web. Oh, sorry guys. Web server by a PHP interpreter implemented as a module, a daemon, or as a common gateway interface, executable. 뭐야 이거? On a web server, the result of the interpreted and executed PHP code 뭐라고? Which may be any type of data, such as generated HTML or binary image data, would form the whole or part of an HTTP response. Various web template systems, web content management systems, and web frameworks exist which can be employed to orchestrate or facilitate the generation of that response. Additionally, PHP can be used for many programming tasks outside the web context, such as standalone graphical applications and robotic drone control. PHP code can also be directly executed from the command line. Oh, who's listening? Did you guys get that? Cause I actually read it and it literally went. 지금 나만 그래? I really felt like 페페가 really dumb. I did not understand any of that sentence. 방금 제가 읽었던 문장 1도 안 들었어요. 1도 안 돼. Well, let's try continuing reading. The standard PHP interpreter powered by Zend Engine is free software released under the PHP license. PHP has been widely ported and can be deployed on most web servers on a variety of operating systems and platforms. The PHP language evolved without a written formal specification or standard until 2014. Thank you, Sayman, for resub. Thank you so much. 감사합니다. with the original implementation acting as a de facto standard which other implementations aim to follow. Since 2014, work has gone on to create a formal PHP specification. Okay, so let's continue. So W3, which is a programming site, right? 이거는 이제 programming site, as you guys all know. Reports that as of April 2021, this year, PHP is used by 79.1% of all websites whose server-side programming language we know. So who has experience of using PHP and is familiar with it? Like who here is like, I always use PHP at work? Or what are some instances that PHP might be used at work? Because I think it seems kind of like a... like backend? Years ago. But they say 79% out of all the programmers are using PHP though. But isn't PHP too old? I feel like this is kind of feels like Microsoft. So let's continue. Wow. History bar. Look at the history. It's like history 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 4, 5, 6. 1.6.1, 1.6.2, and then release history. Let's get started. Let's go. 자, history. 가자. So, PHP development began in 1994. Jinri's age, boss age. So, PHP and I are friends, right? When Ramus Lerdorf wrote several common gateway interface (CGI) programs in C. Was C developed earlier than PHP? Oh. Which he used to maintain his personal homepage. He extended them to work with web forms and to communicate with database, and called this implementation Personal Homepage Form Interpreter, or PHP-FI. So PHP stood for personal homepage야? Really? For the longest time? Used to, yeah? Okay, we're not there yet. 이게 used to 래. It used to be. Okay. PHP-FI could be used to build simple dynamic web applications to accelerate bug reporting and improve the code. Lerdorf initially announced the release of PHP-FI as personal homepage tool. So just PHP tools version 1.0. On the Usenet discussion group, comp.infosystem.www.authoring.cgi in June 8th, 1995. 야, 이때 이거 개발했으면 이분 돈 많이 벌었겠다. I think he might have earned a lot of money by developing this, right? This release already had the basic functionality that PHP has today. This included Perl-like variables, so even Perl was form handling and the ability to embed the HTML. The syntax resembled that of Perl, but was simpler, more limited, and less consistent. An example of early PHP syntax shown below. Newer names basically seem like a programmer dad joke? Really? Like Python? Or their new meaning of PHP? So, wow, see, you know this is 1995. Why? Because you see Netscape, Mozilla. Actually, you can see this today. But Netscape, guys, Netscape. Who is younger than... what, 1999? 1999년도 Netscape 아마 모를 것 같은데. Some of you guys I don't think might know Netscape. Right? So early PHP was not intended to be a new programming language and grew organically, with Lerdorf noting in retrospect, I don't know how to stop it. There was never any intent to write a programming language. I have absolutely no idea how to write a programming language. I just kept adding the next logical step on the way. A development team began to form, and after months of work and beta testing, officially released PHP FI2 in November 1997. So he just wanted to, basically the really early story of this was he just wanted a tool to edit his personal homepage, guys, right? And then, so he made this personal homepage FI tool, and that suddenly one day just became a language. Only smart people can do this, guys. Can Jinri someday do it? I'm not sure. It would be amazing to do that, right? So the fact that PHP was not originally designed, but instead was developed organically, has led to inconsistent naming of functions and inconsistent ordering of their parameters. In some cases, the function names were chosen to match the lower level libraries which PHP was wrapping, while in some very early versions of PHP, the length of the function names was used internally as a hash function. What is a hash function? So names were chosen to improve the distribution of hash values. What is these two? 이거 뭐지? Okay, I don't know what these two are, but if anyone wants to explain to me what that is, that'll be great. So now on to 3 and 4. 자, moving on. Zeev Suraski and Andy Gutman rewrote the parser in 1997. Actually, PHP history is very similar to Tweety, how Tweety was developed. 내 생각엔. Tweety's output came from Jinri's coding. Right? Changing the language's name to the recursive acronym PHP Hypertext. So they changed the language name Hypertext Preprocessor. So still personal homepage Hypertext Preprocessor. Okay. Afterwards, public testing of PHP 3 began, and the official launch came in June 1998. Saraski and Gutmans then started a new rewrite of PHP's core, producing the Zend engine in 1999. They also found Zen Technologies in Ramat Gan, Israel. Sorry. I don't know why I wanted that. Wow. So they just came out of nowhere and just rewrote this? Yeah, anyone wanna just come out of nowhere and rewrite Tweety? On 22nd May 2000, PHP 4 powered by the Zend engine 1.0 was released. Then PHP 5 was released. Does this owner not care about how his language is being kind of like reconstructed or being changed? Seems they just came out of nowhere and just decided to rewrite it. I wonder if they sold this idea. That would be something interesting. So it's not, at this point, it's not personal homepage. Even if at around here it said personal homepage, they suddenly changed to no personal homepage? 아니면 is it like pre-hypertext processor? Yeah, shoot. This is confusing. So PHP 5, so June 2004, PHP was released, powered by the Zend Engine 2. PHP 5 included new features such as improved support for object-oriented programming. So PHP was PHP hypertext preprocessor. But then still the acronym for PHP is still there, no? So then the real long word is personal homepage hypertext preprocessor. So it's PHP 뭐냐? PHP네. So the real name actually then is PHP. Oh shoot, so it's Inception. Wow, dude, you have to put like parentheses then. It's like parentheses here. 이렇게 되겠네. PHP네. I miss mathematical equations, guys. PHP hyper can. It's just Inception? I will just think about it as it's just an Inception. Oh shit, so confusing. The PHP data object extension, which defines a lightweight and consistent interface for accessing. Sorry. It's like that VHDL or one of my language that was actually like a recursive Inception acronym, recursive name. So it must happen a lot in like programming. So maybe Tweety was actually like, I don't know. Okay, let's not go there. My brain's gonna like explode if I try to figure out some like Inception acronym for Tweety, right? Anyways, so a numerous performance enhancement in 2008, PHP 5 became the only stable version under development. Static binding has been missing from previous versions of PHP and was added in version 5.3. So they're saying around 2008, PHP was the only stable version, and probably the other one just died out, right? Many high-profile open source projects ceased to support PHP 4 in new code from February 5th, 2008 because of the Go PHP 5 initiative, providing by a consortium of PHP developers promoting the transition from PHP 4 to PHP 5. Nice. Oh. So over time, PHP interpreters became available on most existing 32-byte and 64-byte operating system, either by building them from the PHP source code or by using pre-built binaries. For PHP version 5.3, 5.4, the only available Windows binary distributions were the 32. Okay, let's skip on. And then came PHP 6. Where they actually received mixed reviews due to the lack of native Unicode support at the core language level. 2005, a project headed by Andrei Zimizky was initiated to bring native Unicode support throughout PHP by embedding the international components for Unicode libraries. Oh, what is Unicode? What is Unicode? 잠깐, I've heard about Unicode before. 뭐였더라? I did this in my studies. Is it like unicorn? Hello? Is it unicorn? Oh wait, DC. Oh my god, I really like that acronym for Tweety. Tweety Wholesome Influencer Research Index. Oh my god, I actually do like that. We're gonna keep that. Yeah. I'm gonna post this. But I'm gonna skip on the Is it like one code? One line code? Unicode? Something something? Something something? Unicode 뭐였더라? I wanna put this. So let's continue moving. It seems like they had PHP 7 from 2014 to 2015. And then moving down, they created some of this. 2008 was released actually a year ago, so not bad. It's a major version and has breaking changes from previous version. New features and notable change include just-in-time compilation. Wait, we've heard about just-in-time compilation a lot. Hello. Encoding character. PHP 8's JIT. Do we just say JIT or JIT? JIT sounds weird. Maybe just JIT. Compiler can provide substantial performance improvements for some use cases. While PHP developer Nikita Popov stated that the performance improvements for most websites will be less substantial than the upgrade from PHP 5 to PHP 7. So improvements are expected more for mathematical type operations than for common web development use cases. So it's more towards not like UI UX front end designing, but more for in the back end. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of the idea I'm getting. And so much like other functions, and then there seems to be a long history of the release date, right? Super long. It was super long. Wow. Future release coming out. Wow. So whenever you guys have new releases, do you guys keep aware of like the dates and everything and be like, hey, like that's the date it's gonna go out or anything like that? Cause how do you... 진짜 언어는 너무 어려운 것 같아. I think language is so complicated. Anyways, beginning of 2008, June 2011, the PHP development team implemented a timeline for the release of new versions of PHP. Under this system, at least one release should occur every month. Really? Once per year, a minor release should occur, which may include new features. Every minor release should be at least be supported for 2 years with security and bug fixes, followed by at least 1 year of only security fixes, for a total of a 3-year release process for every minor release. How do people decide all these like rules? 이런 거 다 어떻게 정해? It's so... Dude, I think my brain's about to explode. Hey, come back! Come back to my head! But that's really crazy, guys. This is so crazy. Do you think so? I don't know. Wow. So the mascot is PHP. Oh, I like this mascot. We don't study the code history when we code, but don't you guys have to keep updated with the new releases? Like, what happens if they added the JIT components? Some people like making rules, get a bunch in the room, really? Oh, so basically these type of rules is not important. How do you guys keep up with the new releases though? That's my question. Like, whenever like, 뭐라고 해야 돼? Let's say you have a new update. Do you guys read the update and then kind of be aware? Like, if you're coding in PHP, did you read the recent 2020 November update on what has changed. Like, are you guys aware of that? Did you guys study beforehand to see what's being updated? You just do Control F and type breaking? What? What is Control F breaking? I guess releases. Maybe having a release is bad. Responsible programmers would, but I bet most don't. Oh. We update only when we Google how to XXX and find out it's available in latest version. Say, all hail to Google. I love you, Google, man. So mascot of the PHP project is the elephant, a blue elephant with the PHP logo on its side, designed by Vincent Pontier in 1998. The letters were forming the shape of the elephant if viewed in the sideways angle. Do you guys see an elephant? I'm trying to see. Do you guys see an elephant with the PHP? How? What does sideways? 이렇게 뭐라고? I don't think I see an elephant. Sideways angle이 뭐야? What is sideways angle? Oh, sorry. So, the elephant is sometimes differently colored when it's plush toy form. Really? So let's look into our favorite Hello World. We haven't seen Hello World in so long. We finally got a new syntax of Hello World, finally. So PHP version of Hello World is embedded in an HTML document. Hey, come back. 다시 돌아와요. So it's similar to Tweety 아니야? 아닌가? Tweety uses Node.js인가? Does Tweety use Node.js? PHP echo 이걸 안 쓰니까 what is echo? echo가 뭐야? Node.js can replace PHP? Then what's so good about PHP that makes 79 people use it? 근데 why do people... Is this like the discussion we had last week where, you know, if it works, they don't want to fix it to the new one? Cause when they fix it to the new one, they might have bugs? Is that the reason why 79 people are still using... That sucks. I'm so sorry. Most of those PHP stats come directly from WordPress adoption, so maybe next week we should learn about WordPress. But PHP comes... So WordPress is front end, kinda? And the PHP is mostly back end? And what is this echo? Is this just like print line? WordPress is built by PHP라고? So you don't need all this HTML. This is all HTML이구나. 여기까지는 HTML. You can just write it like this. So it seems that the purpose of all these delimiters is to separate PHP code from non-PHP content, such as JavaScript code or HTML markup. So the real shortest the Hello World program written in PHP is basically this like heart-shaped, like not heart-shaped but heart-shaped looking and saying Hello World. So they even took out the 뭐냐, this and then the PHP, right? And they just write this equals hello world. 진짜. I see why people will hate it. 뭔가 it's disgusting. So below is how example of how PHP variables are declared and initialized. So you put a $sign in front of a variable, I'm guessing, right? And adds in John. Same thing here, number. So you don't actually define, like, you know how JavaScript you have either variable int 뭐가 있더라? 뭐 double인가? double 띠띠띠 따따따따 you just do, and this defines everything? Like this means everything of this? Wow, shit, these people are so lazy. Hey! Don't be lazy, man! And so they... Sorry. But they also add a dot here, right? This is, oh sorry guys, this is a dot. 이것도 dot이고. And then M, that's meter, tall, enter. But they don't put dot here? Concatenating variables, interpolating variables to string. Sorry, PHP lovers. I didn't mean my face to look so ugly. I like PHP. So... But this is dot, right? Why? The dot is probably syntax to join into one string. Cause this isn't string, this is integer, and this is... or double and integer, so... But this is string! And they put a dot! Join together. Yeah, but it's plus. Oh, my life is hard. Oh, Eureka! But how come they can write it like this? 얘는 뭐야? Then how come this one can just write it into whole string when age is an integer? What is wrong with this line? Nani? Hey, how about that one? Just like or quotes? Yeah, but look, age is a... But this is string? Or are they showing two ways of writing? And you guys do this for your living? You guys must make tons of money, guys. So, everyone who's doing PHP, I'm guessing you guys are bald, right? I just look at John 18 and 5.3 and I'm stressed. Hey, why is that rude? Everyone said that to me earlier today. They said I was having trouble and they said this is why programmers get bald. And I was half ripping my hair off, guys. So $ one is like Python, quotation mark, XXX, format. 아, 쟤 뭐랄까. 걔 봤어? 걔 봤어? So, is it okay, my dear chat, to continue? Formatting string. Guys, it's the formatting. Okay, let's continue. Perfectly fine as long as you never need to debug, modify, maintain. Hey, extended, don't troll. That's what extended said. So listen to him. He knows. So if you don't need to modify, debug, hey, just have fun with PHP. What do you think about it? Just have fun. You know, don't deal with it. Don't modify it. Hey, tell your boss. Hey, boss. Jinri, have you heard about Jinriko? She said, Jinri TV, she said, hey, we don't need to debug because it's PHP. This thing is piece of crap. She said don't debug, and I listened to my streamer because she is an angel and God, and your boss will be like, you're fired. Well, but like, how can you never debug, modify, maintain, or ever see it again? Like, how? You know, like, I always thought I could not debug because I always saw my process work, and you know, we ended up having to debug stuff, right? So it's impossible. Whatever you're saying is impossible. And that. That what the PHP inventor said, yay, we invented a piece of crap. Well, he didn't do it on purpose, guys. He just wanted to figure out a coding methodology for his homepage. Remember, his personal homepage 뭐냐? Is to find an already known working piece of code and then plug it into your website. So just as a connector. So just use PHP as a connector, right? So let's say I have Tweety working algorithm Tweety connected with the Jinri.co website to give out using PHP, right? PHP loosely typed and stores integers in a platform, dependent range, range, not rage. Floating point numbers are also stored in a platform specific range. They can be specified using floating point notation, So null data types represent a variable that has no value. True, null is the only allowed value for this data type. The variable of the resource type represent references to resources from external sources. These are typically created by functions from a particular extension and can only be processed by functions from the same extension. Examples include file, images, and database resources. Okay, arrays, So standard PHP libraries, SPL, attempts to solve standard problems, and implementations efficient data access interfaces and classes. Wow, this is example of object-oriented programming for PHP. 아, shoot. 와, 완전 자바인데? It's completely Java style. I see this. 여기 있네. Integer. Or they're defining a 아닌가? Actually, not JavaScript, but more Java? Cause they're using like public function, right? I'm guessing this is how they create DB? Wow. Oh, and then they program each to say, I teach. That's true. Java is object oriented, but that's true. That's true. They should have the same style. Sorry, guys. 결국에 코딩은 진짜 하나만 알면 다 할 수 있다라는 게 말이 될 것 같아. Kind of understand when they say when you just know one type of coding, you can do other things fairly quickly or / easily, right? So here are the following implementation using PHP. Right? So hip-hop virtual machine. 뭐야 이거? Developed by Facebook and available as open source. So what are you supposed to do? Does it play hip-hop music? There's Parrot, a virtual machine designed to run dynamic language efficiently. 진짜, like what Extended said, it seems like when it's like connecting one to another. Somewhat. Like, you know, this is machine. To run dynamic languages efficiently, this is another type of, like, converting, like connecting, so that they don't touch PHP. They just run through a already made PHP, coding. 느낌? Feeling? Peachy Pie. What is it? So it's free. Wow. So websites using PHP include Facebook, Dig, Dailymotion, and Tumblr. And as of 2013, PHP was used in more than 240 million websites, so 39% of those sampled, and was installed on 2.1 million web servers. And as of March 2021, so like this year, PHP was used as a server-side programming language on 79.1% of websites, down from 83.5% previously, where the language could be determined, and PHP 7 is the most used version of the language with 50.3% of all websites on the web are using that version. So a lot are using where the language could be determined. What do you mean? Whoa, so that's the rough picture of PHP, guys. So conclusion. I don't know if I should make even a conclusion for this, but let's talk about the conclusion, guys. Oh, sorry, that is ugly. Sorry. So, oh my god, sorry, dealing with technology issue. I can't. Okay, sorry guys. So, would be nice to know the fraction of sites whose language couldn't be determined. That's true. It would be nice if they were more, like, specific on that part, right? So let's talk about the conclusion, guys. What's Jinri's conclusion? Sorry, but I will have to swear. What the fuck? And as extended chat, one chat said it's more used for, I guess, when you don't actually have to program, right? More like reading code. Is that why it's using more in the backend? Because if you use, can you use PHP in front end? Oh, sorry, I wrote backseat. This is way too far. What? It's for when you torture your employees. So I connects with HTML and yeah, I think some of the syntax can be better, I think. I'm surprised. What's interesting about learning these programs is that they don't really follow the rules. Like, hey, if most people did plus, when you're trying to add something up, you use a plus. Like, I don't understand why they just use a dot. You know what I mean? Like, why torture yourself? Instead of following the I don't know, maybe I'm not thinking as a programmer and I'm missing the point of why they chose to put a period and a plus. But someone like me who is like completely new, to like coding, that's true. Like, you know what you mean of maybe concatenation isn't like addition, but still you would get more better picture when you add a plus. Like, I am an industrial engineer, right? So my goal is to go for more efficiency, like more like ergonomic wise, you know, we focus more in that area. And if I were to determine using like the studies that I've done, I don't think employees would like this. Employees in like computer science or any college, fresh from college students, maybe like, I don't know, maybe CS majors are smart enough to easily study PHP and understand it. But if I came out of college with like just computer science degree and they made me do this, oh my god, I would be on Google 24/7. No wonder we all thank Google, right? But you would have had to Google, I mean like maybe not period, but But I'm just saying, I feel like it would have been much easier way of writing it. I mean, it's like 1994. I feel like there must have been an easier way than how he wrote it. Like, why do people prefer Python? They say it's easier. I mean, they have a lot of libraries. Maybe PHP doesn't, and I mean, they do different functions, but I don't know. For me, I feel like PHP was very hard to understand. Like, it wasn't straightforward. I gave you guys a bad example for the dots and period, but like, even the integer, you know, double, more etc, more string. What do they use? Just this. Then you're kind of like, oink? So he must really like to keep everything simple. Maybe that's it, you know, like he doesn't wanna, he thinks it's work overload if you write all this. So he just did it with the $sign. So yeah, this $sign and the period confused me the most. Anyways, that's all for me about PHP. If you guys want to look at other language, it is on my code thing. I'd like to kind of dive into understanding how everything was formed, but this one was one of my hardest one. It was as hard as my VSDL? VLDS? V something something something. Oh, I already forgot it because it was so disgusting. So so guys, thanks for listening, and let's move on to our next content. Let's move on, guys. Bye!